I thought I would do a short video as I received a few calls come in about the recent FBI and the announcement of potential protests during the next week leading up to the inauguration. Needless to say, America is in a fractured state right now. And the fear is there's going to be some event and it's going to create a market plunge. So I wanted to cover 4 events, while not the same as what's happening right now, are similar. So 2001, we have the terrorist attacks. Make no doubt about it, if we see a major terrorist attack, the market would not respond well. That being said, the 2001 terrorist attacks were something that we'd never seen before. And so it's going to go down as the defining moment of my generation. And so never before in America been attacked on its home soil. Also, those attacks were researched and planned well in advance. They were done in secret by a very small group of people. So, and what's the saying? 2 people can keep a secret if one of them's dead. So they're kept in secret. They're done off-site or outside of America. And so the terrorists actually spent years training to execute this well-thought-out plan. Today's security measures are in place are nothing like they were 20 years ago. There is a large government budget dedicated to the detection and prevention of domestic threats. Also, the country wasn't expecting it. But today, you better believe that security forces are on the lookout. And could we see terrorist attacks? Yes, absolutely. Is there a high chance of a well-coordinated one? I don't know. I don't think there is. So now we go forward, January 20th, 2009. President-elect Barack Obama rode the "Yes, we can" slogan to a historic victory. The country at the time was in the throes of one of the worst recessions ever, and the historic moment may have been lost that an African-American man being president. We don't see this in Canada, but there's a strong racial bias in the States, and so there's some worry that Obama was going to be the first president since Kennedy to lose his life whilst being the president. Imagine what would have happened that we're in a bad recession and the president gets shot. So security forces did a good job, and that thought was not really spent. We didn't spend a lot of time thinking about that, and it's really been forgotten. So let's fast forward to this year. George Floyd was murdered by a police officer in the streets, and this sparked rioting, violence, looting in the midst of a pandemic and through some very strict lockdown orders. The market shrugged it off and rose higher. At the time, there was a great backlash against the police. Any type of intervention by them would have been hardly judged, and they were really forced to sit on their back, sit on their hands, and watch. This time around, that's going to be a little bit different. So you've got a public that wants law and order, and they don't want something happening. So I would expect to see high police presence to keep the peace. So, and then finally, this is just 2 months ago, Tuesday, November 3rd, the election happened. And I received many calls worried about what was going to happen, and with good reason. The day after the election, vaccine results came in and the market soared higher. And the question I often get asked, so that all being said, the question I often get asked is, what's the harm just sitting in cash for a couple of weeks and just seeing what happens? Let's sit on the sidelines and see what happens. And so my concern with that is it changes us from long-term investors to short-term speculators. So we stop focusing on our long-term goals and we're focused on the day-to-day of the market. And so the market is really like a person walking up the hill with a yo-yo. If you're focusing on the yo-yo, 2001, Barack Obama getting elected, the George Floyd, the election, you're just seeing this thing go up and down and up and down. But if you focus on the hill, it's slowly going higher. So let's focus on the hill. Be happy to spend some more time talking about what's going on right now. Hope you have a great day.